All right, so section 6.6, we're just evaluating rational exponent expressions. Now, it may just be numbers, or it might be more than just numbers. We're going to kind of see right now. Let me kind of set this stuff up so I can see both the calculator and that. And I don't know why this is so small, but there we go. Give me a second. I'm just trying to adjust it. All right. So we're going to just work on the even ones here, okay? Now, the first question that you see, number 2, says 216 to the 4/3. Okay, now if you were to write it out, let me show you what it would look like. Okay, you could write 216. Oops, let me use red here. 216 radical. Remember what we did yesterday? And then the 4 is the power, the 3 is the index. That's how you would write it out. But notice that's not the answers they give me, right? They're giving me whole numbers. Why? Because they're actually putting this into a calculator and calculating it. So notice I'm going to press 216 to the power of 4/3. Okay? So I'm just putting that into my calculator, hitting enter, and it says 1296. Done. See what I mean? Heavy on the calculator part. The only time when you actually have to do a little bit more is when there's variables, but we'll get to those right now. All right, 81 to the 5/4. Okay, 81 to the 5/4. Now, if you wanted to write it out properly, you would write 81 in a radical. The 5 goes out here, and the 4 goes in there. But again, they don't need to see that. Notice the answers don't have any of that. They just want to know what is the answer to 81 to the 5/4 power. So I'm going to type 81 to the power of 5/4. Then I'm going to hit enter. 243. This is why I'm telling you guys, bring out your calculator. Make sure that you guys know how to do it. If you right now are trying it and you cannot get it, when I'm done teaching, tell me and I will go over there and show you how to do it on your calculators. Okay? Or even on your computer. If you have a program that you use, I'll help you do it on that. Okay? All right, 9 to the half. Now you could probably do this one in your head. 9 to the half. 9 radical. Index is 2. Power is 1. I mean, what's the answer to this without putting it into your calculator? 3, right? Because it's the square root of 9 to the first power, so it's 3. But if you didn't want to do it, just type in 9. So 9 to the 1/2 power. 3. There you go. All right, now we get to these variables. So this is where you're like, oh wait, I can't do that on my calculator. Well, you could still do most of it on your calculator, but before we get into that one, number 8, I just want to remind you guys of something. Okay? Real quick note starting here. If you have a variable to a power to another power, so a power to a power, then what you do is you multiply them together. And that's going to be your answer. Okay? So if you have a variable to a power to another power, the way you do it is you keep your variable, but you're going to multiply the powers. Okay? So, number 8. N to the 8th to the half is the same as n to the 8 times half. What's 8 times half? If you have to, put it on your calculator, right? 8 times, I think I heard one of you guys say it right now, 4. But there you go, I type it in, I get 4. And there you go. There's my answer. N to the 4th. Okay, let's do number 10. Okay, after this I'm going to skip a couple. And then we'll do a couple towards the end, then we'll be done. But let's do number 10. We got v to the 6th to the 2/3. So a power to a power, that means you get v to the 6th times 2/3. So what does that give you? V to the, so put it on your calculator, 6 times 2/3. You notice when I write fractions, I put parentheses around them. I just want the calculator to know that that's a fraction. Okay? I get 4. All right, so that's v to the 4th. Why is there no v to the 4th? Did I mess up on something? 6. Oh, I messed up on something. You guys see what I messed up on? It's not supposed to be 2/3. It's supposed to be 3/2. That's my bad. Give me a second. I'm going to change the color here so you guys know where I messed up. It's supposed to be 3/2. That's going to give me a different answer. That's going to be a 9 because that's 3 times 3. So this comes out to 9. So there you go. Sorry about that. I miswrote the fraction. I put 2/3 instead of 3/2. But yeah, you put that into your calculator just so you can see it. 6 times 3/2 is 9, right? So there you go. Are we okay with this? Not too bad, right? Just kind of punching numbers in, making them work. Now notice number 12 is the same as stuff we've been doing. 16 just has a negative power, but who cares? Just plug it in as a negative power. That's it. Don't worry about it, right? Actually, I may want to show you guys one of these negative ones. Where are the other ones? How come these other ones aren't showing? Oh, is that it? I thought there was more. Okay, never mind. Let's do number 14. We'll do 14 and 15, and then we'll stop. I thought there was up to like 20 something. I was wrong. So let's do that one. 16 to the negative 3/4. Again, it's just a number to a negative power. So check out what happens, because some of your calculators might be able to do this nicely. Some of yours may not. So let me show you what to do in case it doesn't. So 16 to the power of a negative 3/4. Notice how mine gives me a 0.125. But that's not an option. So what do I do? Because I know my answer's right. But which one do I pick? How could I figure it out? Yeah, let's turn my answers into fractions. So let's see, 1 divided by 49. 1 divided by 49. That's not 125. So, okay, 1 divided by 36. That's not 0.125. 64 is not 0.125. 1 divided by 8, 0.125. This is my answer right here. Okay, so we're going to do one more, number 15. So if you get a decimal, if your calculator throws decimals at you, you're going to have to do it the way I just did it, by calculating the answers, seeing which ones match, okay? Some of you guys have nicer calculators where the screen is a little bigger so it can actually write fractions for you. If it can, then you'll get the 1/8, okay? So what do we do if we have numbers and letters? Well, just do the number first, then do the letter after. So let's figure out 1,000 to the 2/3 first, and then we'll figure out n to the 3rd to the 2/3 after. And then we'll get whatever those two answers are and put them together. Okay, so 1,000 to the 2/3. So 1,000 to the 2/3. That's 100. Okay, well, so you already know the answer should be D because that's dealing with 100. And then n to the third to the 2/3. Remember, multiply your powers. 3 times 2/3. So 3 times 2/3. That's 2. So this would be n squared. So it's 100 n squared.